Witches and wizards, muggles, and squibs, the time is almost here for Hogwarts Legacy to be released. Guys, it's so freaking close. And I know we keep talking about it, but man, this has the potential to be one of the greatest releases of 2023. And so today we are asking the question, first of all, is this game worth buying? Which obviously we can only get so far with. But even more importantly, what are all the details that I need to know before purchasing this game? Welcome everybody to the Lumberzack Gaming channel, your place for friendly, quality gaming content. And it's my goal in this video to make sure that you know everything that you could possibly want to know to make a decision on whether this game is going to be for you or not. Now, I've already done a ton of deep dives on Hogwarts Legacy, but these are like the final details, the final things that I believe that you should know if you're going to make a decision on whether or not to get this game day one. We're going to be going over everything from gameplay to time to beat to something that you can do right now, that you should do right now for exclusive content for Hogwarts Legacy. So be sure to stick around to the end to hear about that. Let's not waste any more time and dive right on into it. There's a lot of people that still haven't seemed to realize this point, or maybe they're just kind of getting onto the bandwagon of looking up things about Hogwarts Legacy. This is a single player experience. Now, it would be really cool to be able to attend Hogwarts, with all of your best friends slinging spells beside each other, but this is meant to be a very narrative, solo-driven game. Personally, I could see the success of this game really opening up to the idea of coming up with some sort of Hogwarts Legacy MMO, but I'm also on the side of the fact that I think that solo experiences are kind of underrated now. Don't get me wrong, I love great multiplayer games, but I also sometimes really enjoy that solo story experience. It's also important to realize that this is an open world game. The map seems massive. This isn't really a spoiler, so I'm not really sharing anything in case you want to, not see that, but the map is apparently a massive size according to some recent leaks. It also has been confirmed that it has been cut down a little bit from the original size. However, we are looking at a pretty large map size with a lot to explore in this open world experience. With plenty of side quests and areas to go and visit, puzzles to solve, I mean, truly there is a lot to do in this game. From the very beginning, you are going to create your character and you are going to make a very important decision, and that decision is going to be what house should you belong to in your Hogwarts Legacy playthrough. Now, obviously, we've seen all the different common rooms in the game, but the reality is that is not the only difference when you choose your house. The game experience that you will have is quite different, with all of the stories leading back to one central story. However, this means that you can go through and your experience could be different every single time based on which house that you choose. So between Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw, you will have completely different experiences with this game, which to me is a huge win in my book. Any type of game that has this much attention to detail that can give you a vastly different experience multiple times is like step number one in whether or not I'm going to spend my money on a game. Which leads me into my next very important point. This game does have multiple endings. Now, just how drastic these endings are going to be, we still don't fully know, but it has been confirmed that you can get a different ending than what I can. And on top of that, if you have a different house than I do, and I make different decisions than you do, and you have a completely different experience in your house, which leads to a completely different outcome based on your own decisions and your own experience with the game. Guys, we are talking about massive replayability with this game. Not only that, this is the type of thing that I love to experience and then talk to somebody else who's had a completely different experience with the game, and we share notes. We share our experiences with this game. And honestly, that's gonna make me want to play the game even more. It's gonna make me want more outcomes, more decisions, more experiences that are just gonna lead me to playing the game more. Again, we don't fully know the scope of how different these endings are, but that leads me to my next point, and something I've already done a video on, but we'll talk about here, is the fact that you can be evil in this game. I've actually found that there are a lot of people that do not have a fantasy of attending Hogwarts and being a goody two-shoes witch or wizard. In fact, there's a lot of people out there that want to be the next Voldemort. Well, I guess you would say the first Voldemort, because this is a prequel game, but then apparently everybody forgets you anyway. That must be some massive Obliviate spell. But yeah, you can totally be evil in this game. You have access to all of the unforgivable curses. You straight up just like blast people out of existence with finishers. Sure, you have the ability to stun people. You can stupefy the heck out of somebody, but like you can straight up drop them dead, which I imagine is going to really play into, some of the decisions that you're going to make when it comes to the multiple endings that you can get. And everybody assumes that you're just going to be an evil Slytherin, but honestly, like I want to be an evil Hufflepuff, Like who's going to be expecting that? Truly, I'm excited to see the scope of the different endings that you can get because, I mean, if I can play a hero playthrough and a villain playthrough, this game, is just going to be elevated to so much higher in my book. Now, I've already touched on it a little bit, but combat in this game just looks incredible. You're able to string together multiple different spells. You're going to get a different experience. Your character has what is known as ancient magic. That's kind of our thing in this game that we know of so far. And it seems like your ancient magic bar is going to be somewhat directly associated with the types of finishers that you have and abilities that you're going to have that other people are not. And so how you string together these spells is going to really determine the type of combat experience that you have. It's also important to note that throughout your time with the game, your spells, your charms, your potions are all going to be upgradable and really fine-tuned to your play style, which is going to be very helpful, especially when you're trying to decide, really what kind of witch or wizard you're going to be. Another huge aspect to this game that's really going to make it well worth some people's time are the fact that you're able to capture and care and heal beasts. It seems like a lot of beasts are going to be plagued with some sort of dark magic, and you have the opportunity to save them, to rescue them, to raise them. Now, there doesn't actually seem to be any kind of confirmation as to whether you're going to, have evil beasts at your disposal. Unfortunately, my guess is probably not. But if you're one of those types of people that really enjoys this element in games, I'm kind of thinking the Chow Garden in Sonic Adventure 2, which honestly was just one of my favorite games of all time. I could easily find myself getting lost with these beasts and caring for them and customizing my Vivarium, which is the area where you will be able to tend and care for your beast. You'll get multiple of them throughout the game that you can customize. I really could see myself just losing tons of hours in these areas. Unfortunately, one of the features that a lot of fans were really looking forward to that has all but been shut down by the development team. They're saying that at launch, there is no Quidditch in this game. Yes, I know, everybody's favorite and basically only wizarding sport that is known to pretty much everybody is not going to be featured in this game. It is worth noting that at one point it was put in the game, but pretty early on in development, the team scratched it to focus in on other areas of the game. So that doesn't mean that this couldn't be added in at a later date. Apparently there's a point where you can put on gear as if you're going to play Quidditch, but as of right now, the developers have been very clear that this game is not in Hogwarts Legacy. Now, when we're looking at the time for completion of this game, this is honestly one of the biggest features that I look at whenever I'm buying any kind of game. I'm the kind of person that really likes to make sure that I'm getting my bang for my buck, and it seems like the base game alone is estimated to take 35 hours. And personally, I am incredibly excited about that. Listen, sorry about that, had to sneeze. Listen, I have not waited the majority of my lifetime for a game like this to come around and for the story to be 10 hours long. 35 hours is a decent chunk of time. And that's not even the completionist, because they say that the completionist time is somewhere close to 70 hours. You're looking at almost double the amount of time for a completionist run, which includes about over 100 of Merlin's puzzles and areas and things to accomplish throughout this game, side quests, dungeons, all of that great stuff. You have so much time in this game, and with the different houses and the multiple endings that you can get, I really think this game is going to well be worth the money. And speaking about how much we're going to be playing the game, it's also important to know that there has been confirmation that you will receive multiple save files for this game. So you'll be able to go through on every house and play the game all the way through without having to delete your old save files. If you've got multiple people playing on one version of the game because you live in the same house, nobody has to lose their profile in order for you to be able to play, which is obviously a huge deal when it comes to the replayability of this game and also not losing your progress on your other characters. When it comes to the nitty-gritty, we want to talk about what consoles are you actually able to play this game on. Hogwarts Legacy is coming to the PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC, Nintendo Switch, and has been confirmed to be Steam Deck verified on launch. So pretty much everybody is going to be receiving this game. However, there is a bit of a catch because the release dates for this game are different across the board. The release date for the next gen consoles and PC, including the Steam Deck, is going to be February 10th. So if that's you, you are able to jump in and head off to Hogwarts by mid-February. If you are on old gen consoles like the PS4 or the Xbox One, you can expect to see this release date on April 4th of this year. The development team has said that they wanted a little bit more time to make sure that the game was up to par for old gen before they released it out, and had a ton of technical issues just trying to get it work on old gen for the sake of getting it to try and work on old gen. Unfortunately, if you are on the Nintendo Switch, the development team is taking even longer to make sure that that release goes off well, so you'll be receiving the game on July 25th. Now, if you're somebody with multiple consoles or multiple ways to play, you might be asking yourself, which version should I actually get? Well, it is important to know that this game is definitely optimized for the PlayStation 5 experience. That means it's definitely going to be working with the haptic feedback, the adaptive triggers, the dynamic light bar. None of these are like game-breaking things, but if you have the option, it's definitely something that you should consider when trying to purchase this game. But even more importantly than that, the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 are going to be receiving exclusive content for the first year of Hogwarts Legacy's release. With this, you're going to be getting an extra dungeon with the Haunted Hogsmeade quest, an extra shop, and if you pre-order the game on PlayStation, you'll also get a Felix Felicis potion recipe that will only come with the pre-order. Beyond that, it is also important to realize that there are multiple performance modes and variable refresh rate confirmation. The team says the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S console versions of Hogwarts Legacy support multiple graphical modes of play, the most common of which are Fidelity Mode, which runs at 30 FPS, and Performance Mode, which targets 60 FPS. Graphical modes for players who have variable refresh rate supported TVs or monitors are supported for Hogwarts Legacy on PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S. When choosing which console you should be playing on, it's also important to know which version that you should get as well. The basic edition just comes with the standard game, and if you pre-order, you will also receive the Onyx Hippogriff mount, which it seems like a pre-order is the only way that you will specifically get this mount in the game. The Digital Deluxe also comes with the Onyx Hippogriff mount, as well as a Thestral mount, a set of Dark Arts cosmetics, and a Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is one of 3 confirmed battle arenas for the game. We have not yet gotten to see the other 2. However, the Dark Arts Battle Arena is only accessible through the Dark Arts pack, which does come with the Digital Deluxe version. Now, if you don't want to purchase the Digital Deluxe version at the beginning, you don't have to, and you can still purchase the Dark Arts pack separately. It's also important to note that if you do not get the Dark Arts pack, it does not mean that you do not have access to the Dark Arts. You just do not have the cosmetics, the Thestral mount, and the Dark Arts Battle Arena. With the Digital Deluxe version, you also will get 72 hours early access to the game, so technically, you'll be able to play it on February 7th. It's also worth noting that there are currently no microtransactions in this game. This game does not have any kind of pay-to-win features. Pretty much everything that you receive in the game paying extra for is cosmetic and does not give you any kind of one-up. The only thing remotely close that does that is the Felix Felicis potion, which is a PlayStation exclusive. Also, if you have a Wizarding World account and you've already been sorted into your house and you have your wand, all of that stuff will transfer over to the game, and whether or not you choose to accept which house it puts you in and which wand you have, it is probably a good idea to do this because you will receive a special beaked skull mask and these really freaking cool House Fanatic school robes that are only going to be available through linking your account from wizardingworld.com. I think Hogwarts Legacy is going to be a slam dunk. Let me know which aspect of this game you are most excited for. Comment which house you're going to be playing first, because I know a lot of you guys will be playing through all of them at some point. Here at the Lumberjack Gaming channel, we are all about building a positive community of gamers that want to interact together and share their passion with each other. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment below, say hello, tell somebody in the comments that you love them, you're glad they're here. For more deep dives into Hogwarts Legacy, check out this video up here, and I'll see you over there.